Congratulations if this message reaches you before the 2nd of November, because it means heaven is aligning something powerful for your life. It means God is not done with you yet. It means a shift is on the horizon. A shift so divine that every delay, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer you've endured is about to make sense. This message didn't find you by accident. It found you because destiny has your name written upon it. Before this date arrives, God is about to reveal something that will change the rhythm of your entire life. There are moments in life when God sends a word not to inform you, but to awaken you. This is one of those moments. When God speaks, He doesn't waste words. He sends a message to prepare you for what is coming. If this message reached your heart before November 2nd, it is because God is about to lift the curtain on a new chapter. He is about to separate you from confusion, align you with purpose, and open doors that no human hand can close. You have cried in silence. You have walked through valleys that no one understood. You have questioned the delay, the rejection, the isolation. But hear this clearly: God saw every tear. God measured every pain. And He allowed every struggle not to break you, but to build a foundation inside you that could carry His glory. The pressure you have felt was not punishment. It was preparation. The fire that surrounded you was not to consume you. It was to purify what was inside you. You were being trained for a divine unveiling. So if you are hearing these words before November 2nd, rejoice, because it is a sign that heaven has marked you for divine acceleration. God is moving in ways you cannot yet perceive. The people who walked away were part of the clearing. The doors that closed were not rejection. They were divine redirection. God has been rearranging your environment to make room for something that fits your calling, not your comfort. Every season has a purpose. You cannot carry an old version of yourself into a new season of destiny. That is why God allowed certain things to fall apart, because they could not survive where He is taking you. The silence you felt was not absence, it was strategy. God hides His greatest work in the stillness. When you thought nothing was happening, He was orchestrating everything behind the scenes. He was aligning people, opportunities, and moments to intersect with your obedience at the appointed time. And that time is closer than you think. Before the 2nd of November, something will shift in the atmosphere around you. You will feel a stirring in your spirit, a divine unease, a sudden push to prepare to pray, to purify your space. Don't ignore it. It's not coincidence. It's confirmation. God is whispering to your heart, get ready. The same way He told Noah to build before the rain came, He is telling you now to prepare before the blessing arrives. Because when the flood of favor comes, it will come fast, and only those who are ready will be able to contain it. You see, God never moves without warning. He always speaks before He shifts. And those who hear the whisper before the wind are those He trusts the most. If you are hearing this, God trusts you. He trusts your faith. He trusts your endurance. He knows what you've gone through. And He knows you haven't given up. Even when you didn't feel strong, you still stood. Even when you felt forgotten, you still believed. That kind of faith cannot go unrewarded. Many people are waiting for blessings, but few are being prepared for them. God is not just sending increase, He's sending responsibility. He's not just opening doors, He's teaching you how to walk through them with wisdom. That is why the last season was heavy. God was not delaying, He was developing. You were being shaped into someone who can carry more without breaking. So before November arrives, sanctify your mind. Separate yourself from noise. The distractions around you are intensifying because the enemy senses what's coming. He wants to pull your attention away from preparation. He wants to fill your thoughts with doubt, fear, and comparison. But God says, silence the noise. There is something He wants to whisper to you in this hour. A strategy, a direction, a divine instruction that will unlock the next level of your destiny. Do not despise this season of waiting. Waiting is not wasted when God is in it. Waiting is the divine classroom of patience, where God teaches you to trust His timing even when you don't understand His methods. Every unanswered prayer is not a denial, it is a lesson in alignment. God is aligning your desire with His design. He's not just giving you what you asked for, He's giving you what you were created for. Some of you are standing in front of doors that look closed, but they are not locked. They are waiting for divine timing. When the appointed moment comes, what once resisted you will suddenly open with ease. That is how God works. He hides opportunity in obedience. He tests faith through delay. And then suddenly He rewards endurance with revelation. There's a reason God wanted this message to reach you before November 2nd. It's because He wants you to be aware of the spiritual shift that's about to happen. A season of separation will come before elevation. Certain people will distance themselves. Don't chase them. Certain environments will feel uncomfortable. Don't fight it. You're not losing anything. You're being repositioned. God is pulling you away from distraction so He can draw you closer to destiny. There's a special anointing resting on this time. God is going to surprise you. What looked delayed will suddenly accelerate. The promise that seemed forgotten will come alive again. The opportunity that slipped away will reappear in a better form. Because when God moves, He doesn't restore things as they were. He transforms them into something greater. You are entering a divine window, a window of favor, clarity, and purpose. But it requires discipline. You cannot mix this next season with old habits. God is calling you to rise higher, think deeper, pray longer, and believe stronger. This is not the time to give up. It's the time to gear up. The storm was never meant to drown you. It was meant to prove what you carry. You were designed to rise, even when the waves rise higher. When others panic, you must stand still and know that God is in control. The world may shake, economies may shift, people may change, but God remains constant. His promises do not expire. His word does not return void. If He said it, He will perform it. You may not see it yet, but the evidence is forming. Every delay is producing divine momentum. The breakthrough that will come after this waiting will not be ordinary. It will be historic in your life. You are not behind. You are being synchronized. God's clock runs differently from yours. He delays to protect. He withholds to perfect. and He waits to elevate. You thought you were being punished, but God was simply preparing the right environment for your manifestation. And when the right time comes, when the winds of heaven align with your obedience, no power on earth can stop what God has ordained for you. Not envy, not opposition, not even your own past. God's plan is greater than your mistakes. His mercy rewrites your story every morning. His grace rebuilds what pain tried to destroy. So listen, before the 2nd of November, take this seriously. Clean your environment, purify your thoughts, reconnect with your faith. Speak life into your atmosphere. Because when the flood of favor comes, it will not knock softly. It will hit like a wave. God is about to flood your life with signs that He has been listening all along. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being positioned for recognition. Those who laughed will watch in silence. Those who doubted will witness your elevation. But remember this, your rise is not for revenge. It is for revelation. God lifts you not to boast, but to broadcast His glory through your story. He wants others to see that those who trust in Him will never be put to shame. You are about to step into days where things that once confused you will now make sense. You will look back and say, that's why it had to happen. The heartbreak, the loss, the confusion, it was all part of a divine equation that leads to your purpose. Nothing was wasted. Every pain had purpose. Every delay had direction. Every silence had significance. The same God who allowed the night is the same God preparing the dawn. And the dawn is closer than you think. Before November 2nd, you will feel a deep sense of clarity. Your spirit will begin to discern things that once overwhelmed you. You'll start seeing why certain people couldn't stay, why certain doors couldn't open, and why certain prayers took time. Because you'll understand, God was not withholding, He was protecting. He was saving you from premature exposure. He was shielding you until the right season arrived, and that season is now. Your name is being mentioned in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your destiny is being discussed in realms you cannot see. God is aligning people, plans, and paths to meet you at your moment of readiness. You won't have to chase opportunities. They will find you. Because when you are in alignment with divine purpose, what belongs to you will recognize you. Congratulations if this message reaches you before November 2nd, because it means you are chosen for a divine surprise. You are entering a window of supernatural reversal. What was meant for harm will turn into honor. What looked like loss will transform into legacy. God is rewriting your story with His own hand, and no one can edit what He has decreed. When God begins to move in your life, He does it quietly at first. He starts with whispers in the night, with a steering in your spirit, with thoughts that seem random, but are divine direction. You might not see the full picture yet, but something deep inside you knows something is shifting. You can't explain it, but you can feel it. That's how you know God is working. Because His greatest moves are never loud, they are strategic. He works in silence so that when the revelation comes, there will be no doubt. It was God all along. The reason you're hearing this message now is because you're standing at the threshold of transformation. You are not who you were a year ago. You are not even who you were a month ago. God has been silently reshaping your inner world, your thoughts, your priorities, your desires. He has been detaching you from what doesn't serve your destiny and connecting you to what will carry you into the next dimension of purpose. The shaking you felt in recent days is not the end. It's the sign of a new beginning. Before November 2nd, your obedience will matter more than ever. God is testing hearts right now. He is watching who will trust Him in the unseen. He is searching for those who will move without full details, who will follow the voice of faith even when the map is unclear. If you can obey God in uncertainty, you will walk in clarity that others will never know, because revelation always follows obedience. When you take the first step, God reveals the next. When you move in faith, the path unfolds beneath your feet. Do not underestimate what a single act of obedience can unlock. Sometimes God doesn't change your situation until He first changes your position. He may ask you to leave a place, a friendship, a habit, or a mindset, not to punish you, but to promote you. God never subtracts without the intention to multiply. What looks like loss is often the seed of your next blessing. When God asks you to let go, it's because He has something greater that requires both of your hands to receive. Many are waiting for the 2nd of November as a date on the calendar. But for those who are sensitive in spirit, it represents something deeper, a spiritual threshold, a divine cutoff point where the old cycle ends and a new one begins. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why you've been sensing a pull to pray more, to think differently, to be still before God. He is separating those who are merely interested in change from those who are ready for transformation. When God begins to lift you, He will first isolate you. He removes the crowd so He can refine your clarity. You may feel alone in this season, but you are not abandoned. You are being entrusted. God cannot elevate you among noise. He must remove distractions so your ears can hear what others ignore. The world celebrates company, but God values consecration. You are not called to fit in. You are called to stand out. So when He sets you apart, do not complain. It is a compliment from heaven. There will be divine interruptions in these days before November 2nd. Plans will shift. People will reveal their true nature, and opportunities you thought were yours will vanish. Don't panic. When God interrupts, it's because He is protecting you from invisible consequences. He knows what you cannot see. He sees the traps disguised as blessings. He sees the deceit hidden behind smiles. And when He blocks a path, it is because that road leads to delay. You may not understand it now, but later you will thank Him for every door that didn't open. God's timing is never random. There are appointed moments in destiny, divine intersections where obedience meets opportunity. And when that happens, nothing can stop the manifestation. But the key is readiness. God does not give blessings to impress you. He gives them to test you. What you do with what He gives determines whether you rise higher or remain the same. This is why He takes His time preparing you, because unprepared blessings can become burdens. God loves you too much to give you what you're not ready to carry. So in these remaining days leading to November 2nd, purify your heart, cleanse your space, speak with intention, forgive quickly. Let go of grudges that poison your spirit. Do not enter the next season with the bitterness of the last one. God cannot pour new oil into a vessel still contaminated by resentment. The heart must be light to soar. The tongue must be disciplined to decree. The mind must be focused to discern. This is the moment to align everything within you with the will of God. You will begin to notice divine coincidences. Moments when you think of something and it happens. When someone speaks words that echo the thoughts you prayed about in secret. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. God is letting you know, I'm here. I'm listening. Keep going. His signs are subtle but precise. When you walk with Him closely, you realize He has been speaking all along. Through the delays, through the quiet, through the little nudges that tell you to wait or move. Don't be afraid of change. Change is not chaos when God is behind it. Every divine change brings divine order. The discomfort you feel is growth. You're outgrowing environments that no longer reflect your spiritual maturity. You're outgrowing conversations that no longer feed your soul. That's why certain people feel distant. That's why you no longer enjoy what once entertained you. God is elevating your appetite. You are being prepared for higher spiritual food, deeper wisdom, stronger faith. The next move of God in your life will not be ordinary. It will not come through what you expect or from whom you expect. It will come in a way that leaves no room for pride. You will look back and say, it could only have been God. Because He is about to do something that defies human logic. The same people who thought you were finished will watch in awe as God lifts you beyond what they imagined. But this is not about proving anyone wrong. It's about proving God right. Every great shift begins with an invisible sign. Sometimes it's a sudden stillness. Sometimes it's a random encounter. Sometimes it's a deep urge to release control. When that happens, don't resist it. Flow with the spirit of obedience. God moves with those who move with Him. You cannot cling to the old and expect the new to unfold. Let go. Let God reorder your steps. Let Him close what must close and open what must open. You will never regret surrendering to His timing. There is a purification happening in the atmosphere. God is cleansing minds of doubt, hearts of fear, and hands of anxiety. He is reestablishing faith in those who thought they had lost it. You will begin to feel your confidence returning. Not confidence in yourself, but confidence in God's sovereignty. You will stop overthinking, stop fearing outcomes, stop questioning every silence. You will learn to rest in the truth that God's plan is not fragile. What He starts, He sustains. What He promises, He performs. And when He begins to perform, it will not be slow. It will be sudden. You will wake up one morning and realize everything changed overnight. The same places where you faced rejection will call you back with honor. The same ground that was barren will bloom with abundance. Because when God breathes, everything responds. Even the things that look dead will come alive again. You are entering a divine window of favor, but also of discernment. Not everyone who celebrates you is sent by God. Some are drawn by the light, but not assigned to your journey. That is why you must pray for clarity, not just opportunities. Clarity will protect you from counterfeit blessings, the ones that look right but lead wrong. God is not sending distractions wrapped in beauty. He's sending direction wrapped in purpose. The next few days are not just days on a calendar. They are spiritual preparation. God is rearranging the chessboard of your life. Every move He makes has meaning. Every piece He shifts has purpose. What looks like loss is strategic repositioning. What looks like delay is divine coordination. You may not understand every move now, but when the masterpiece is revealed, you'll see that nothing was wasted. If you can hold on just a little longer, you'll step into a season where your effort finally meets God's reward. You've been faithful in the hidden place. Now God is preparing to honor you in the open. The same way seeds grow unseen before they sprout, your obedience has been growing underground. And when it emerges, it will multiply beyond imagination. Congratulations if this word reached you before November 2nd, because it means you are not late, you are perfectly on time. God delayed certain things so they could arrive in divine order. He hid you while others were being celebrated. Not because He forgot you, but because your unveiling needed maturity. The gift was ready, but the vessel needed strengthening. Now the strengthening is complete. Now the stage is set. Now the winds are changing in your favor. Hold your peace. Guard your faith. Keep your eyes fixed on God. Something magnificent is about to unfold, not by your power, not by your connections, but by divine orchestration. Before November 2nd, the shift will begin. You may not see it with your eyes immediately, but your spirit will know. The old is breaking, the new is birthing. Every delay was direction. Every no was protection. Every loss was preparation. Now it is time. Stand firm. Speak faith. Stay ready. For God is about to do what no one expected, and He chose you to witness it firsthand. When God prepares to shift a person's destiny, He first begins by adjusting their atmosphere. He changes the air around you before He changes the situation within you. He allows discomfort not to destroy, but to detach. You might find yourself restless lately, unable to tolerate what you once ignored, uneasy with old routines that once felt normal. That is not confusion. That is transformation. It is the sign that your spirit is outgrowing your surroundings. When God starts stirring your environment, it means your season is about to expand beyond its current boundaries. The closer you get to a breakthrough, the louder the distractions will become. It is the law of divine progress. The enemy increases noise before divine revelation arrives. But those who know their God remain still in the storm. Stillness is not weakness, it is authority under control. When you remain calm while everything around you shakes, it shows you trust that God governs every detail. The waves may roar, but God holds the tide. The winds may shift, but God commands the air. The noise may rise, but your faith must stand taller. Because what is coming next is not random. It is orchestrated by divine precision. Every divine movement begins with a command from above. Nothing in your life happens outside of divine permission. When you understand that truth, you stop fearing loss and start trusting alignment, you begin to realize that every disappointment was a doorway, every rejection was a redirection, and every closed chapter was simply God turning the page. He does not need your permission to protect you, nor your understanding to bless you. God moves with intention, even in moments that seem confusing. His hand is shaping your future with invisible wisdom. If you have been feeling isolated, know this: God hides those He intends to use greatly. The silence is not punishment, it is separation for refinement. The ones who carry divine purpose often walk a lonely path, not because God abandoned them, but because He is equipping them privately for a public unveiling. You may feel unseen by people, but you are never unseen by God. Every quiet prayer you whispered in exhaustion reached the heavens. Every moment you held your peace when you could have fought back became a seed in the soil of your next blessing. Before the 2nd of November, God is inviting you into divine alignment. He is calling you to remove what no longer carries His presence. The habits, the mindsets, the relationships that drain your strength and distort your focus. This is not a punishment, it is purification. God does not send promotion into polluted spaces. He will cleanse the atmosphere first. That is why so many things around you are shifting right now. He is clearing your space to make room for His favor. The same way the earth must be tilled before the harvest grows, your life is being turned over so new blessings can take root. God is also adjusting your perception. You must learn to see delay differently. Delay is not denial, it is divine pacing. God paces His promises according to your capacity to receive them. If He gives it too soon, you might mishandle it. If He waits too long, you might doubt it. So He delivers it precisely when your spirit can carry it without collapsing. Trust His rhythm. His timing is exact. When the moment comes, it will not require effort. It will flow with divine ease. You will not have to chase it. It will recognize you. There is something sacred about divine timing. When your heart and God's will align, everything begins to synchronize. The opportunities that once ran from you will now run toward you. The people who misunderstood you will begin to remember you. The doors that seemed locked will open, not because you knocked louder, but because you waited wiser. That is the power of patience. It invites the blessing that belongs to you without compromise. The reason God gave you this message before November 2nd is to prepare your spirit for the new atmosphere that is about to unfold. You must not carry old energy into new seasons. Bitterness, fear, regret, these are weights that cannot travel to where God is taking you. This next phase requires a lighter heart and a clearer mind. God is not calling you to fight every battle. He is teaching you which ones deserve your strength. Peace is not found in the absence of conflict. It is found in the awareness that God controls the outcome. Some of you have been asking, when will it happen? When will things finally turn around? And God is saying, it already has. The shift did not start in your surroundings. It started within you. You changed. You prayed differently. You thought differently. You refused to give up when everything told you to surrender. And that inner transformation activated outer movement. Because before God changes your life, He changes your mind. Before He releases blessings around you, He releases strength within you. That strength is the evidence that His hand is upon you. When you truly trust God, you no longer panic when plans collapse. You understand that His protection often looks like rejection. The door that closed was not against you. It was for you. You will look back and realize that what didn't work out was the greatest mercy you ever received. God saves you not just from enemies, but from premature success, from misplaced loyalty, from paths that look right but lead wrong. His delays are hidden defenses. And when God decides it's your time, nothing can block it. His favor does not ask for permission. It bypasses competition. It ignores the opinions of others. When the divine decree is released, no voice can cancel what God has spoken. You are entering a phase where favor will find you without striving, where what you've been chasing will begin chasing you. Because when you align your heart with divine will, manifestation becomes effortless. In these final days leading to November 2nd, pay attention to your dreams, your instincts, and the subtle signs around you. God communicates in patterns. A repeated thought, a recurring image, a strong intuition. These are not coincidences, they are clues. He speaks softly to those who are listening. Do not drown His whisper in the noise of your doubts. The spiritual frequency of this moment is high. Tune your heart to it. Pray not for speed, but for sensitivity. Because sensitivity to God's direction will do what years of effort could never achieve. The blessing that is coming will not just elevate your circumstances, it will expand your purpose. You are being entrusted with influence, not for pride, but for purpose. God will use your story to heal others, your endurance to inspire, your faith to ignite the hopeless. This is why the pain was so deep, because the assignment is so great. The trials you faced were not random. They were training. You were being shaped for impact. And when God finally reveals what He was preparing, you will realize that every hidden season had meaning. You were never forgotten. You were being refined in the fire of destiny. The heat was uncomfortable, but it purified your intentions. The loss was painful, but it clarified your priorities. Now, the ashes will give way to beauty. The heaviness will turn into joy. The confusion will turn into divine understanding. The world honors speed, but God honors endurance. You have endured. You have kept faith when logic told you to quit. You have prayed when your strength was gone. That endurance has not gone unnoticed. Heaven records faithfulness in silence. Before the 2nd of November, the record of your endurance will begin to speak. What was invisible will become visible. The seeds you planted in secret will sprout in the open. Do not compare your timing to anyone else's. The clock of destiny does not run by human hands. When God writes your story, He designs every chapter with divine precision. What seems like delay to you is perfect sequence to Him. Others may seem ahead, but they are running a different race. Your finish line is not theirs. Your purpose is unique. So instead of worrying about speed, focus on alignment. Because when your timing meets His timing, acceleration happens without warning. You are stepping into a divine season where everything you've endured will suddenly connect. The puzzle pieces will align. The fog will lift. The prayers that once felt unanswered will return as blessings you didn't even recognize were connected to them. Because when God answers, He answers in ways that reveal His wisdom, not your assumptions. Congratulations again. If this message has reached you before November 2nd, it means you are standing under an open heaven. It means divine preparation is complete. The doors are about to swing open, and your name is about to be mentioned in places your feet have not yet touched. Be still, be faithful, be ready. For what is written for you will manifest exactly as God has decreed. No earlier, no later, but precisely on time.